Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today we've got another innovative idea. We are doing Premier League predictions for the 2021-2022 season. Christ, that's a mouthful, as a young man once said to Prince Andrew. Christ, why have I just said that? 20th, Watford. Sorry Watford fans, someone's got to finish bottom. And sadly for you guys, I think it'll be you. I mean, what is there to be excited about being a Watford fan right now? Yes, you came straight back up, but there's no reason to suggest you aren't going to go straight back down. It's a pretty average squad. There's quite a few similar players who were there this season that went down. I mean, you still got Romelu, which is pretty impressive. Is Troy Deeney still going to score the goals? They've got a lot of strikers, actually, Watford. Emmanuel Dennis is one I'm interested to see coming from Club Bruges. But I mean, it's just going to be more of the same in the Premier League for Watford. I don't think they're up to the task. They'll probably have more managers than Premier League wins. By the end of the season, they'll have had 3 managers. They'll have won more games than that. 3 different managers, and I can't see any of them keeping them up. Watford, rock bottom. 19th, Norwich City. Yes, I can see the Canaries going straight back down to the Championship as well. I mean, it's just what Norwich do. They come up and they go down. They're a yo-yo club. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing right with it either. But it's what Norwich are. They are far too good for the Championship, and they're never quite good enough for the Premier League. Yes, they'll play some nice football, and we'll probably get excited about Timu Pukki again once he scores a few goals. But I can't bring it in my heart to say that Norwich will stay up. I do like the signings. Rashica from Werder Bremen, Billy Gilmore. Excited to see him playing a lot more football than just sitting on the Chelsea bench or being injured. Great signing for Norwich, but yeah, they're going to go down. It's just what Norwich do, man. I mean, unless there's going to be a rallying call from Delia Smith or Jake Humphrey, banging on Twitter about his podcast and saying Norwich are really good, I can't see them doing it. Norwich, you're going straight back down as well. 18th, Burnley. I think this is finally the year that the lack of investment catches up on Burnley. They've had the same squad for about 5 years, yet they always survive. Last season was a little bit hairier at times, but once again they moved away once Chris Wood learned how to score goals that he does on FM. But I just can't see it happening this year. I mean, even with the new owners, they haven't really spent a penny. I mean, they brought Wayne Hennessy in on a free. I mean, who's that going to benefit? Certainly not the historians at the club. The man doesn't even know what World War II was. Sorry Burnley, I don't know why I'm saying sorry, just don't care. This might not even happen. I think they're going to be the 3rd team to go down. There's going to be a lot of teams in this relegation battle, because when I was trying to do these predictions, my word, there are a lot of bang average to very poor teams in the Premier League this season. Forget about this being the most exciting league in the world. There's 4 really good teams, 3 or 4 who are pretty decent. The rest are absolutely naff. 17th, Crystal Palace. They're a difficult one to judge this season, the Eagles. I mean, Roy Hodgson's gone, so is half of the team. Park Vieira in, I mean, obviously an incredible player at Arsenal, did great at Inter, he was even decent at Manchester City, but as a manager it hasn't quite clicked, has it? I hope this isn't another Frank de Boer situation, but I kind of feel like it will be. They've made some good signings, they're probably going to make more with a bit more investment coming from these new American investors. Joachim Andersen was good at Fulham last year even though they went down. Elise from Reading, really exciting player. Like I say, they've made some good signings. Is it going to end in tears? I don't think Vieira's going to do very well. I think he'll get the sack, but they've still got the bones of a decent enough Premier League squad. Someone will come in, someone like Big Sam, hopefully not Big Sam, I can't be dealing with saying him in the Premier League again. Someone like him though will come in and save the day for Palace, but only just. 16th, Wolves. Wolves were pretty poor last season, let's be honest with you, and it all stemmed from Raul Jimenez getting injured. A lot's going to depend on how he performs. I mean, if I was Raul Jimenez coming back from having a fractured skull, I wouldn't be massively keen on heading the ball every week, so it depends how confident he's feeling. If Raul Jimenez can start scoring goals again, perhaps Wolves will do better. But with the new manager in charge, I mean, we don't really know much about the new manager. I mean, Wolves fans probably know a fair bit about him. They've done a little bit of research, a bit of Googling, listened to a fair few podcasts. As a bystander, I don't know what to expect from Wolves. I mean, they play some nice football at times, well they did under Nuno, but at times they didn't really go anywhere. I think this will be a tough season for Wolves, probably their toughest back in the Premier League. 15th, Brighton. If Brighton can sign a striker, they will be absolutely okay. This is a team that creates a plethora of chances week after week. It's just a shame Neil Maupay is more concerned with fighting with centre-backs than scoring goals. I don't know why I'm looking over there. The camera is not over there. Don't know if the camera picked that up. I'm going to leave this in. It adds a bit of realism to it. Anyway, Neil Maupay. Angry man, isn't he? I mean, I saw pictures of a friendly, I think it was against Getafe, and he was still scrapping with centre-backs. Neil, calm yourself down, son. It's just a friendly. They have been linked with Hudson-Edouard. If they can get him in, Brighton will be grand. At the minute, they haven't done that deal. I think they've signed a striker from Salzburg whose goal return isn't great, but they create so many chances. 1 or 2 is bound to go in. I think Brighton, again, they'll be okay. The XG Kings will survive once again in the Premier League, but the performances won't match the results. 14th, Brentford. I'm very excited to see the Bees in the Premier League. I've been backing them for promotion for a good couple of years now, and finally they did it last season. They won the playoff final against Swansea City. They are here, they are in the Premier League. They've been planning for this for years. They've got a great philosophy at the club, the way they sign players on the cheap. I mean, the amount of players they've sold in recent years, and it hasn't really mattered. I mean, Ben Rama's gone, Ollie Watkins has gone. A lot of good players leaving the club, and they replaced them with these. I'm excited to see Christopher Ayer in the Premier League. It's a shame he didn't sign for Newcastle. That's by the by. Brentford have got a great player there, for their sake, hopefully. Ivan Toney is the interesting one. Let go by Newcastle. Last season in the Championship, I think it was about 31 goals he got. Absolutely amazing. Can he bring that form into the Premier League? I know he's going to be in a lot of people's fantasy teams. I think he is in mine as well, actually. Interested to see how he gets on. I think Brentford will start really, really well. To be honest, I think they'll beat Arsenal on the opening day. I think they'll tail off by the end, but I think they'll survive comfortably. Well, relatively comfortably. They'll survive. 13th, Newcastle United. If Newcastle can keep Alan St-Maximin and Callum Wilson fit, they'll be fine. But it's a big if. I mean, we know all about Callum Wilson's problems with injuries. Alan St-Maximin's another. I mean, the way he plays his dribbling style, it's no wonder he's injured all the time. Players just try and kick him to try and stop him running past you. I mean, with a player like Alan St-Maximin, often it's the only way you can stop him. If those players stay fit, Newcastle will be fine. I mean, it's not going to be a pretty season for Newcastle, but it never is with Steve Bruce in charge. I mean, he's going to get a lot of pelters this season. He needs to start well, otherwise a poisonous atmosphere at St James's Park, it'll become even worse. He was lucky last season there were no fans. In the end, Newcastle stayed up relatively comfortably. I think they've probably got enough going forwards, like I say, if Wilson's fit, to do the same this season. At the time of recording, it looks like Joe Willock's coming back, which is great news, but they haven't advanced the squad at all. It's going to be another grim season for Newcastle. They'll be flirting with the relegation zone, but I still think they'll survive if those players can stay fit. 12th, Southampton. I've got no idea how I've got Southampton so high, because when I was looking at the players they've lost, Danny Ings, Yannick Vestergaard's going. I mean, surely they're losing all their best players. There's talk Ward-Prowse could leave. There's no way this team's going to do so well, but I mean, it speaks volumes about how much crap there is in the bottom half of the Premier League. From 11th down to 20th, you could put them in any order and you'd have as good a chance as anyone for being right. Excited to see Adam Armstrong in the Premier League, just like Ivan Toney. Did great in the Championship last season. I think he got 28 goals, not quite as many as Toney, but still great. A good signing for Southampton. He's done the reverse Alan Shearer. Can he be the replacement for Danny Ings? Southampton, they're always a good watch. You never know quite what you're going to get. I think they'll be fine, and for some weird reason, even though I don't really think the squad's that great, I've got them in 12th. How on earth has that happened? The Premier League's not as good as it's made out to be. 11th, West Ham. They were the surprise package last season along with Leeds. The challenge for the Champions League, they'd missed out. They're playing in the Europa League. Sadly, I think that's going to be slightly to their detriment. But I mean, if you're a West Ham fan, I'd rather have one season of European football after last season than just finishing 9th every year. I mean, it's going to be good for West Ham. A little European adventure. They're in the group stage straight away, so that'll be good for them. The issue is, they haven't made any new signings really. They got Areola from Fulham. No, he's from PSG, sorry, he was on loan at Fulham. Anyway, there's no Lingard back, which is an issue. West Ham needs signings, because otherwise this could be a tough season. I think combined with the fact they're going to be playing Thursday, Sunday, it's going to hinder them slightly, but they'll still be fine. They'll still be competitive. 11th, top of the bottom half. 10th, Everton. Rafa Benitez has got a massive job on his hands here. I mean, even before he was arriving, the fans were furious. I mean, there was horrible banners put outside near his house saying they know where he lives. So, I mean, if I was Rafa, would I be concerned about that or not? I mean, it's a bit of a thinly veiled... It's not much of a threat, is it? I know where you live. Putting a banner outside of the wrong house. Maybe it was a smokescreen, who knows. Anyway, don't do that to people, it's bad. Rafa Benitez, tough job on his hands, and his signings aren't convincing at all. Andros Townsend, Damari Gray and Asmir Begovic, it's not exciting at all. Everton fans, I can understand why there's probably a lot of disappointment around the club at the minute, but you've still got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you've still got Richarlison, there's still a lot of good players at Everton. Rafa Benitez is a great manager. He needs a strong start, otherwise that Everton faithful will turn quickly. Because at the end of the day, this is the man that won the Champions League with Liverpool. This is the man that said Everton weren't a big club. I think he said they were a small club. I mean, I've taken that out of context, but I mean, what else are you meant to do on YouTube? I think it'll be tough for Everton. 10th. 9th, Arsenal. I mean, seriously, Arsenal fans, give me a reason why you think Arsenal will be better than they were last season. Because they were atrocious. They came 8th at the end of the day. And the squad hasn't really got that much better. I mean, yes, Ben White's a good player, but defensively, weren't Arsenal quite good last season? It was goals that was the issue. I mean, yes, Emile Smith-Rowe came good towards the end of the season. A lot of pressure on him to reproduce that greatness. But I mean, not a lot to be excited about for Arsenal fans. Lacazette needs to be scoring goals. Aubameyang needs to be scoring a lot more goals. But I mean, when you're a club that's trying to spend 30 million quid on a backup goalkeeper in Aaron Ramsdale, you've got to question what on earth is going on behind the scenes. 8th, Aston Villa. If the new signings settle, this could be a very exciting season for Villa. Yes, they've lost the talisman and Jack Grealish. Yes, there'll be tears all over Villa Park, especially when they're playing Man City and Grealish bangs in a third. But they've reinvested the money very smartly. Buendia, great signing, creates a lot of chances, been great in the Championship. He was even great in the Premier League with Norwich a couple of seasons ago. Leon Bailly from Bayer Leverkusen, very exciting winger. And Danny Ings, a goal scorer. Aston Villa have made some very smart signings. It's going to be interesting to see how they're lined up. Obviously, they've got Ings and Watkins. Are they going to play a front two? Is Watkins going to play out wide? He did that in the past for Brentford. It's going to be exciting. Like I say, if the new signings can gel, this could be a good season for Aston Villa. They've got a good opportunity to kick on, have a strong top half finish, and just move past Jack Grealish. He's gone, he's no longer their problem. Well, he wasn't a problem. He's no longer their player. They need to find a way of winning games without Jack Grealish. They've made the signings, and if they can gel, they're in a strong position. 7th, Leeds United. Leeds surprised everyone last season with their incredible style of football, and by the end of the season, they still hadn't tired. They were still running 100 miles an hour through walls just to win a ball back. Nowhere near anyone's goal. Marcelo Bielsa's side are absolutely crazy, and I think it's going to be more of the same this season. Exciting games, exciting football, and I think a top half finish, possibly challenging for European football. 6th, Tottenham. This is only if they keep Harry Kane. That's how low the bar is for Tottenham right now. Even if they keep Harry Kane, I still think all they'll do is finish 6th. It's not an amazing squad when you compare it to the teams challenging for the top 4. You like the Manchesters, Liverpool and Chelsea. Tottenham are nowhere near that nowadays. If you took Harry Kane and Son Heung-min out of this team, it would be really, really disappointing. Obviously, Son's staying, he's signed a new contract. I think Kane probably will be priced out of a move. But even then, I can't see them finishing higher than 6th. At least they've got a nice playing kit. I'm not going to put the Ned Flanders meme in again.
It's a popsicle in my favourite flavour. Plain.
I'll have a pot with it, yes I am. 5th, Leicester City. It's going to be typical Leicester. They will challenge for the top 4, but at the end of the day, they'll come short. They'll come 5th. Leicester are the best of the rest in the Premier League. And there's no shame in that. When you look at the teams who obviously I haven't picked that you now know are going to be in my top 4, Leicester, they're not a million miles away, but they just can't compete financially with those teams. There's no shame in Leicester being the best of the rest. If they can have a good run in Europe, another cup run, maybe it's another win like they did with the FA Cup, it'll be another good season for Leicester. Leicester fans, you've got nothing to complain about. You're in a great position, you play nice football, you've got great players, good bit of investment this summer with Sumer and Patson Daka. Excited to see how they get on, but still, they will miss out on the Champions League. 4th, Manchester United. This is quite a big punt because I do really like their signings. Rafael Varane alongside Harry Maguire is going to be really, really good. That back 4, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, up there with the best in the Premier League. who else have they signed? Jadon Sancho. Why could I not remember Jadon Sancho's name? Jadon Sancho, one of the missing links going forward. They've finally got a right winger that they've been missing. It all seems set up perfectly for a great season for Manchester United. So why have I got them in 4th? I don't know, there's something about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that I can't quite put my finger on. I don't think he is the man to take this great squad, well not great squad, a great starting 11 and turn them into title contenders. If they're not pushing for the title this season, Ole needs to go. I mean, we can talk about trusting in him, but he's had quite a few years now, has he? Yeah, he has. He's had a fair he's had a fair crack of the whip. He's been backed. He's got the players he wanted. I think they will challenge for the title. I think it's going to be really close between this top 4. But I think it'll be Man United who come 4th in the end of it. 3rd, Manchester City. This may sound strange, but I think fans returning to stadiums will actually hinder Manchester City. Not because no one turns up at the Etihad, I'm not making that joke. I just think Man City are set up perfectly that the way they play, they can suffocate teams. So when games were played behind closed doors, that suffocation was even more intense because you didn't have a crowd trying to give the opposition a lift, maybe give them an extra yard or so to get in Man City's faces. With fans back, I think away games will be a lot tougher for Man City. I mean, they are still going to challenge for the title, obviously. Like I said about Man United, I think it's going to be very close between these 4. But they need to sign a striker. I know they did it last season when they didn't have a striker, but they need someone. I mean, I don't know who they're going to get, because if Erling Haaland's not going to move, Lukaku's going to Chelsea, doesn't seem like a Pep player anyway, and I think they're going to be priced out of a move for Harry Kane. Yes, Jack Grealish a good signing, but does he really improve Manchester City? He just makes their great options equally as great. Yeah, 3rd. 2nd, Liverpool. Last season was really tough for Liverpool. As Premier League champions, everything that could have went wrong did go wrong. This season, things should be much better. Van Dijk's back, Gomez is back, Matip's back. They've signed Ibrahima Konate from RB Leipzig. Thiago, Henderson, they're all fit. I mean, I remember last season, the game when Van Dijk got injured. That Liverpool had their best starting 11 on the pitch that day. And they were absolutely brilliant. I think Liverpool will be back to their best this season. They'll be much closer to title contention. Jurgen Klopp will be much happier. This could be an exciting season for Liverpool. Last season was really, really embarrassing at times. I don't think there'll be any 7-2 defeats. I think Liverpool will be once again title challengers. But I think they'll come short. And first, Chelsea. Yes, I am going for Chelsea to be Premier League champions under Thomas Tuchel. They won the Champions League last season. This season, they're going for Premier League glory. Their squad is already going to be better with Romelu Lukaku coming through the door. That is the missing piece. If Timo Werner could have scored goals last season, they would have done much better. Romelu Lukaku is a much better player. Romelu Lukaku is one of the best strikers in the world. He's going to take this Chelsea team to Premier League glory. When you look at the options they've got in attack, I mean, it's incredible. It's so difficult to pick a starting 11 for Chelsea. They've got an absolutely stacked squad. It's like the 2008 WWE roster. Defensively, you can ask questions, but Thomas Tuchel kind of seemed to solve that last season. Then again, with the way Chelsea are, they could lose a few games and Thomas Tuchel could be sacked. But no, I'm going to go for it. Chelsea are going to be your 2021-2022 Premier League champions. And Romelu Lukaku is going to win the Golden Boot. There you go. Those are my full Premier League predictions for the new season. I'm not going to try and say the year again. It's bloody difficult, okay? Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. I really want to know what you think. That sounded so insincere. I want to know what you think. Give me your predictions in the comments below. Let me know what you think about my predictions. Don't forget to whack a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and we are going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.